All right, welcome everyone. I am Samantha Weisbach. I'm the owner and general manager here at Dancewear Center, and I'm joined today by a very special guest. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves.
Okay, hi, my name is Bethany Lynch. I use she, her pronouns, and yeah, excited to chat with Sam today.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna jump right in. So Bethany is one of our new Dancewear Center ambassadors. And she's gonna tell us a little bit about her dancing journey.
Yeah, so oh gosh, how far do I go back? Well, I originally, yes, started dancing like taking classes and stuff when I was just 15. I started with ballet and modern classes, but then I loved it so much I was like, I want to do this in college, and that's when I really started, I think, taking it like more seriously. So I recently graduated from Western Washington with my BFA in dance. Yeah, and so I did mostly contemporary, like the contemporary program there, but then also there I discovered other, styles that I enjoy, like K-pop cover dance and then hip hop dance, and got the opportunity to actually start doing that. Where am I going with this? I started dancing the hip hop dance style and stuff like that. Actually, when I studied abroad, so that was really fun. Just like being able to travel and discover different types of dance. And so, anyway, so basically, college is when I really started really involving myself in dance. And then, yeah, graduated last spring and recently moved to Seattle and have like joined different dance companies and such. And uh, now dancing with the Garden Dance Company, led by Avery Gardner, and then my friend's company, Movement 26, Caitlin Pitts, shout out, and then also getting to dance with you and like Two of Two with Caitlin and Nicoya and such, and so yeah, just moving to Seattle and taking classes and just trying to do the thing. Yeah.
Putting down roots, yeah.
Yes.
Very cool. So where did you study abroad?
I studied abroad in South Korea.
Very cool. Awesome. I didn't
So
realize that that was, I knew that you had done that, but I didn't realize that that also is kind of like a dancing catalyst for you too.
yeah, well, I studied abroad because I knew I wanted to study abroad in college. And so I went to South Korea and I originally was like trying to find like, different ballet contemporary classes. And then I was like, I can't find them really anywhere because I know that like K-pop like dance and um like hip hop is more of the style over there. And I ended up finding a studio where I was staying. And that's when I just, just wanted one or two classes a week when I was there. And that's when I really first started um doing that style. And then when I came back to college after my year abroad, I actually joined two dance clubs at Western, which I actually like went on to lead both of the clubs. With the Western Washington dance team, and then Sinoha, which is an all-inclusive club where we just like hold classes and such. And then, so yeah, and that's when I really started um, getting into more, yeah, that more of that style. And so contemporary hip hop and then it also, as well as the K-pop cover dance, is when that's when I really started getting into that.
Very cool. So cool. Awesome. Well, can you tell us, why did you apply to be a DWC ambassador?
Yeah, well, you for one, just like getting to know you. I know I made this joke a little bit, but I first met you actually years ago when you didn't even, it was one of those like, oh my God, fake famous moments. I like saw one of the Intrepidus dance like company shows, and because I like was friends with Caitlin, and so you've always like been in my head as this like super like fun, cool person. And I was like, I really admire this person. And then I got to dance with you in Two of Two with Caitlin and like Nicoya, Kara, and everyone. And then just seeing you and meeting everyone that you choose to surround yourself with. And everyone's so like just so genuinely kind and just loves dance and such a so like just everyone that's involved with the Dancewear Center, I've just like felt such positivity from. And like with dance, like I think that's the reason like Dancewear Center is such like 100% like true to their values. And like I really like care about every single person you work with and just want everyone to have like the best time dancing, but also like incorporating the positive aspect of that and like making sure everyone's having fun as well. And I think I was like, of course I want to like get involved with this and like help like support this and like make Dancewear Center more known. And I don't know, yeah. And then I'm not as involved with like ballet and in that like that's not my primary genre of dance, but I was like, I don't know, like why not? I would still love to share this with, I still have so many other connections. I feel like very like fortunate to be in all these different dance communities. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll meet someone else that like does do ballet and something like, well, you should definitely go to this center. Anyway, that's why I think just because it just feels so just I have nothing, there's nothing bad to say about Dancewear Center.
Thank you. Oh, well, we're excited to have you, and we're excited to have you just sharing like your own corner of the the
Mm.
dance like sphere, because there are so like there's so much more than just ballet out there, and we really do
Mhm.
want to showcase and support that. So very exciting. Cool. Okay, so again, we're talking about dance today. But what's your favorite thing about dance?
Ooh, hmm. My favorite thing about dance. So hard to pinpoint. I think I think as much as I love moving and, doing, good things for my body and everything like that, I've just met so many people in like the dance community. And it's not just, I think honestly, the community is a huge factor is like you could, be doing dance, but if you're not in like the right space, it just doesn't feel good. And so I think especially like mentioned before, being fortunate to like do so many different types of dance and finding so many like different communities and still that I feel comfortable doing these different genres of dance. I think that's my favorite thing is just the connections I've made and like the networking opportunities and um uh, yeah, I think that's my favorite part is just the people I've met and that we all have the same like strive and passion for movement and expressing ourselves and just like this energy release. And I think that's it's one of my favorite things about dance. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, okay, so kind of on the flip side then,
Mhm.
what was maybe it still is your biggest challenge within the sphere of dance?
Oh, imposter syndrome for sure. I think that's the biggest thing. There's this thought and like misconception that like I mentioned before, I didn't start dance really until I was 15. And so I meet all these people that I'm dancing around and they've been dancing forever since they were like 3 years old. And or sometimes I'll be dancing in a group and I've, I started dancing at when I was 15 and I'm like standing next to this person who is 15 and they're like have so many years of experience. I'm like, whoa, like, and so, and so I think that's a big thing is like that imposter syndrome of like, oh, I didn't start until super, super late. But, and so I feel like behind in a way, but I think on top of that, being interested in so many different types of dance is also a factor in that because to an extent in my brain it's like, oh, I love contemporary is my home, contemporary is where I went to is what I went to college for. And then and so with that I started hip hop even later in life. And so because I love all these different types of dance, it's like whenever I go to a contemporary class, all my other friends are at this like really intense hip hop intensive and they're learning so much and they're, getting better in that category of dance. And I'm like, but I'm doing contemporary because I love contemporary as well. And so it feels like I'm doing all these different things. And so I'm like, even though I'm growing in contemporary, maybe I'm not growing as fast in hip hop and like vice versa. So that can be a lot of like a mind game in myself. And so I'm like, am I even good at this type of dance or am I even like excelling in this or so I think that's the big thing is that like trying to get that out of my brain and stop like comparing that and everything because honestly if I just like sit down and think about it, like I can move my body and I can do that. And, and I can't, like, I want to embrace that, like I can do, and I love doing all these different styles of dance. And so, um, and that's okay to like, yeah, to accept that. And so, but I think that's the biggest thing. Yeah. That's the biggest struggle.
That's a tough one. And you're kind of talking about like how you kind of have yourself take a step back, but what is your advice that you would give to other dancers that are struggling with the same thing?
Ooh. Um, yeah, I think that is hard. I think something that helps me and something that I've realized recently is that you're going to love what you love doing. And um I think the reason we have this imposter syndrome is because it's a comparison game. And we look at this one person who has all this experience and has put all this energy into one thing. But um that doesn't mean that you don't have that same passion. It just means that you have other things that you also put your energy into, and that's completely fine. And so I know that um, if I were to stop everything and do hip hop full time, I would miss contemporary every single day, and I would hate not doing it. And so just realizing that you don't have to do everything at once. And even though I do have goals and all these different categories, I would love to get into like more freestyling and hip hop categories like battling and stuff like that. But at the same time, I also want to make sure I'm still fostering like my choreography and like contemporary and K-pop side that I love. I don't want to give up anything. And so I think just realizing that everyone's going to go at their own pace, and just feeling so fortunate that I do have so many interests, and I do have so many things that I want to do, and I do have so many passions and goals and everything like that, that it's okay to slow down. And even if there's something outside of dance, also realizing that sometimes like you have to take a break in order to make sure that even like you're resting and like taking time and not trying to do everything at once. I think that's the biggest thing. I think with imposter syndrome, I keep on wanting to train and train and train, but it's not necessarily like how much you're training, it's like how you're training. And so going into it with the different, intentions and stuff like that. And again, easier said than done about the comparison thing, but yeah. So I think that's I guess if that's even advice, more of like a thought process, I don't know, but that's
No,
helped
I
me.
think that's great advice. I mean, if we're just looking at like, because it is a mental game, like it really is, and it really comes back because, like you were saying, like you literally said, like when I look at what I want, not what everybody else is doing, I know I would miss contemporary if I was just trying.
Yeah.
So I think that's very important because I do think looking at like investigating your why, like, wait, why am I doing this again?
Yeah.
Oh, it is just because I'm just like trying to keep up, and it's like not due to anything that like I'm feeling like, is that really gonna
Yeah.
be fulfilling? Like, yeah.
And I think with that also, there's times where I look at different styles of dance and different things where I'm like, whoa, that's so cool. I would love to be able to do that. But then maybe I try it and I end up not liking it. And that's also okay too. Because just because I look at someone who is a great, breaker, great at like popping or something like that, great at voguing, doesn't like doesn't mean that I can't admire it
Mhm.
or foundations of that or anything like that. I don't have to be like a master of anything just to enjoy it. And I think that's something that is like important as well. I can look at all these people who can do these amazing, great things and realize that I love watching them do it, but I don't necessarily want to do that. Like that doesn't mean that my 100%, that like what I'm going to want to put my effort in is that exact style, if that makes sense. And so realizing that it's okay to come to that conclusion that what I love is contemporary, what I love is choreography, what I love is K-pop dance, what I love is, and I still have a lot to, try out and everything like that, and all sorts of it's okay to try something once and like decide that you want to focus your energy on something else too. I think you don't have to be the best at everything. So
I love that. Yeah, great. Cool. Okay, well, last but not least, can you share a little bit about what's coming up for you in the near future? Like, are you hosting any classes? Are you performing? Like, what's new in Bethany land?
What's new is actually for the first time in like months, I don't actually have a lot of like I'm not like getting ready for performance, which is like super um kind of relaxing. I'm actually well, some exciting things is I am going abroad next week, and so that's pretty fun. I'm going to be going to Finland and Norway, and so I'm trying to take some classes there. So I think that'll be really fun. I'm hosting a dance show on May 11th, which is really exciting. For it's a so the two clubs I mentioned I helped run in college, Sinaha and What It. There are showcases coming up, and I was invited to come host that. So I'm excited to do that. And so
That
that
back
is
at Western.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so that'll be fun, and some more low key performances with the garden, and so that'll be exciting. And I'm excited overall though because I'm going abroad and because I'm not available for like rehearsals and such. I get to see a lot of performances and watch my friends, and so I'm really excited to do that and actually like have my energy focused like on them and like enjoying them on stage. So I'm really excited for that. Um, but yeah, well, one actually big thing I kind of want to be like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot, is I actually just recently created, I'm a co-founder of a K-pop cover group called KPB Crew with me and two of my friends. And so the three of us, we will be performing at this event called K-Play Fest with K-pop Seattle. And
Cool.
so that's like May 18th or 19th, I believe.
Okay.
And so we're also performing with another group called No Celestial, and another K-pop group. And so those are like the big things is that, but um, are going on is more K-pop performances, which is exciting because I haven't done that since college either. So that'll be exciting. So those are the performances, but overall, I'm excited to like watch more dance and have a little bit of a break and focus on more classes because I think I've been doing a lot of rehearsals and stuff, and I want to get in class mode again and learning mode and be able to reach those other goals and stuff like that. But
Totally. Yeah. Oh, very cool. Well, awesome. Well, we will include the information for your upcoming performances if you want to send that over, and we'll like blast it out to everybody. But thank you so much for hopping on this call with me today, chatting with everybody. Everybody's getting to learn a little bit more about you. I even got to learn a little bit more about you, so that was fun.
It was
All
fun.
right, everybody. So if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.
Yay. Thank you.